You know this person, the one everyone calls smart.
They understand things faster than others, they score well without trying too hard, teachers trust them, and parents are proud of them. And somewhere along the way, they start believing something dangerous. I'll figure life out.
Because so far, they always have. But here's the part no one talks about.
A few years later, that same smart student is stuck. Not failing, not struggling, just average.
They're not at the bottom, but they're definitely not where they thought they'd be.
No extraordinary results, no real momentum, no clear direction.
And it feels confusing, because on paper, they had everything going for them. So what happened? How does someone with high potential end up living an average life?
My name is Zach, and I spend way too much time thinking about why people with potential don't reach it. If you're someone who knows you could be doing more but feel stuck, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out.
Here's the truth.
Being smart is not an advantage, at least not in the way you think.
In school, intelligence is rewarded. You understand quickly, you score well. You remember better, you get higher marks. You solve faster, you stand out. It creates a simple belief: if I'm smart, I'll succeed. But here's what most people don't realize. School rewards performance under structure, while life rewards performance under uncertainty. And those are completely different games. This is where things start to break. Smart students rely on ease. Things come naturally to them. They don't struggle, repeat, or fail as much. At first, that feels like an advantage. But over time, it becomes a trap. Because when you're used to things being easy, you never build tolerance for difficulty.
You avoid hard things, delay uncomfortable ones, and stick to what you're already good at.
Smart students don't fail early, so they never learn how to deal with failure. Average students struggle early.
They fail, get rejected, and learn to keep going. That's how they build resilience.
Now fast forward a few years. Life gets harder.
There are no clear instructions, no guaranteed outcomes.
And suddenly, the advantage flips. The average student keeps going.
The smart student hesitates.
Because for the first time, things don't work immediately. And that creates doubt. Maybe I'm not that good. Maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I should try something easier.
And slowly, they start playing safe.
That's the first reason they become average. They avoid difficulty. The second reason is deeper.
They build their identity around being smart.
It becomes who they are. So failure doesn't feel like a mistake anymore. It feels like a threat.
They avoid risk, avoid new things, and stay inside their comfort zone.
They protect their image instead of building their future. The third problem is overthinking. They analyze everything, wait for the perfect moment, and delay action. But while they're thinking, someone else is moving. Less smart, less prepared, but more active. And over time, action beats intelligence. Every time. Because action creates experience, feedback, and improvement. Thinking alone creates nothing. So what actually works?
The shift is simple, but uncomfortable.
Stop relying on being smart, and start taking action. Do things before you feel ready. Take action before you feel confident. Fail before you feel prepared. Because confidence doesn't come first. Action does.
Second, detach your identity from intelligence.
You're not the smart one. You're someone who is learning. That changes everything.
Failure stops being a threat and starts becoming a tool. Third, put yourself in situations where you're not the best,
where things feel difficult and uncertain.
That's where growth happens.
And finally, measure yourself differently.
Not by how much you know, but by how much you execute. Because in the real world, the person who tries 100 times will always beat the person who only thinks about it.
Here's the truth most people don't want to accept.
Being smart can make your life easier, but it can also make you comfortable and passive.
And if you stay there, you won't fail, but you won't win either. You'll just stay average.
Not because you lack potential, but because you never turned it into action.
You're not stuck because you're not smart enough. You're stuck because you've been relying on being smart. Change that, and everything changes.
If you want to break out of this pattern and start building real results, subscribe to the channel.
Because here, we don't rely on potential. We turn it into performance.